it doesn't even matter what we do in this world, we are enough. Standing in our nakedness, in our nothingness, doing nothing, and we are enough. We just are. We're beautiful, beautiful beings.
And we have to feel that. We can't just know it. It can't just be an affirmation. That's a good way to start, you know, listening to Abraham Hicks and like all that kind of stuff. But you have to feel it. And how we feel it is we feel it through unconditional love and compassion and acceptance of ourselves.
The identity shift is key. All the tools, all the step 1, 2, 3, all the little habit changes, those are cool. But until we shift our identity, none of that stuff changes because it's that upper limit. And one of the major ways to shift our identity is by shifting our environment. And the Rise is an environment, a container, where our entire world, our entire reality is like blasted with love. We have an identity of the wounded person. I've been hurt in the past, I'm no good, I'm not good enough, whatever the story is. When we free ourselves from that story and we begin to step to that edge and see that there's a whole new possibility and a whole new identity, it's literally life transforming in a moment. In a moment when you see yourself as a different person, just by freeing yourself of the chains that have held you back on this land for so long. The minute you unlock those chains, you're free to go. At 20 years old, I was raped, sexually assaulted at gunpoint in New York City. And the event happened like that. And I literally shut it down in my brain, filed it away in the file called That Never Happened. And for 6 years, I focused on success, I focused on money, I focused on fame and significance and like pushing. And in New York City, I created a phenomenal career for myself in entertainment. But I did it at the cost of my soul. Because remember, it was filed in this That Never Happened file. So I pushed and created all this stuff that I thought would make me happy, that I thought would get me over any things of unworthiness that I had. But then when I got the apartment in New York City that I bought at 25, when I got the 6-figure contract, when I had the amazing boyfriend and the social life and all this stuff, I felt so empty on the inside that it literally took me 6 years of climbing and pushing and fighting for more, that at 26 I said, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. And that for me was a catalyst moment for me to say, okay, I need to get real with myself and stop BSing myself. Because I was totally BSing myself, pretending like I had it all together, that everything was perfect, and it wasn't. You know, I was falling apart on the inside and literally like there was a wall around my heart.
There needs to be this new wave where we get into radical truth telling. Because so often we feel that we go through these really horrific experiences. And I know someone listening has gone through something similar and really horrific. And we kind of shove it down and we think this is just my story and this is my pain. And that is the biggest lie you can tell yourself, because even though someone hasn't walked the exact path you have, their story is similar, their pain is similar, and no one needs to keep their stories in anymore. You don't have to hide from them. They are your opportunity. As horrific as they are your opportunity.
There was a time that I did not think that I'd ever be able to face my fears, so I remember going to the doctor and saying, I need a therapist, I need drugs, whatever you got. And they're like, great, yeah, here you go. And that journey was like a year of being on all these different medications because I thought I was broken. Like I literally remember thinking I was broken because I'm like, I was born without something that other people have. I thought that I literally researched this issue that people had with having extra adrenaline, thinking that I was one of these people. I'm like, I must be one of these people who have all of this anxiety, who are never gonna be able to fulfill my dream because of it. So it wasn't until after that whole year of just struggling and realizing that if I didn't actually face it mentally, that I was never going to physically overcome it, because the medication was not working. It was actually making it worse, and it was completely numbing out all of my dreams. It was numbing out my personality. It was affecting my marriage. It was taking a huge toll on my life, thinking that I could run from it. Because he asked me, how did you deal with your fear before this when you were younger? I said, I ran. I was like, I didn't deal with it. I literally ran the other way. And what happens is when you run, it only gets worse. And what ended up happening was, because I was not confronting the things that actually were fulfilling me or actually taking the risks on becoming fully myself and moving towards my dream, I was actually getting further from the truth. I was actually feeling worse because I was like, if this isn't it, then what is it? And I was running out of straws. So I was feeling more empty because my hope was dissipating.
And the truth is that every one of us has this really powerful part to us, a really dynamic, powerful part to us, but we also have the fear part of us, and we also have the like scared little girl part of us, and we have anxiety, and we have whatever we're dealing with, right? We have that other part too, but where can we bridge that gap so that we can be in the full expression of the most powerful, authentic of who we are? When it shakes you to your core, that's when you know that you need to step into it.
Women coming together and coming back to remembering the power that it can be to be women in community and women who lift each other up instead of competing with each other or comparing ourselves with each other, but really coming back into this place of support for each other.
It's pumping and it's wanting to come out, and we are the women, we are the ones to pull this remembrance out and bring it to the forefront, to remind each other, remind ourselves that we are her, that we get to rise up. And when we rise up, it's actually giving every single woman around us permission to do the same. It's a retreat. It's a place where you can come. It doesn't matter your age. I know some of you are wondering if you're too old or maybe too young. It's about women coming together in a new language, right? We see women coming together for a march, or women are coming together more than they ever have in life, right? But I want there to be a currency that we're coming together for love. We're coming together for a higher conversation. We're coming together for forgiveness. Forgiveness from our past. Forgiveness of how women used to treat each other. Forgiveness how men treated us. Forgiveness from whatever's gone on in our past, and creating a new language of our power. Because when we connect and we unify in love, we truly have the opportunity to change the planet. I believe on such a deep level that we're here, like, and all in good deeds. We're trying to like help with global warming, or we're trying to help Mother Earth, or we're trying to do whatever awesome cause there is. But I have to ask you, what is the greatest root thing that you can do right now to truly change the planet? And that is radical self-love.